Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Let me know if you are on live. Let me know if you're here live. I don't normally do Saturday mornings, but I thought I'd like to change things up and keep you all on your toes. So I am here on a Saturday morning with something very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, like I say, if you are here, just let me know in the comments that you're here, just so I know who's tuning in and who's watching. But this one is, I find, probably going to be very interesting to a lot of you, because I'm guessing a lot of us might do this or have done this or can relate to this. So I would be very interested to see what your opinion is on this as well. I always like to know what your thoughts are on the topics that we do cover. So today's topic that I thought would be really good to talk about, I think it might have come up in conversation with a client a few weeks ago, and I made a note of it because I thought I need to talk about this. And it's basically why you should increase your calories even if you're trying to lose weight. Now, this might sound really backwards, but hear me out, because there is a reason why you should be increasing your calories even if you want to lose weight. So I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm going to do some story time with you, just so you can sort of understand the mindset and the concept behind this. So, back in the day, when Daisy was about 18 or 19, around that time, there's a little fly flying about in here. Go away. I used to not eat that much in the week. Now, I didn't track my calories at this time, but I know for a fact that I was eating 1,200 to 1,400 a day. Not more than that. Not more than that. I was massively restricting myself in this time. I would eat bland food. I wasn't really sort of eating things that I enjoyed. I was just eating things because I thought, well, it's low calorie, it's healthy, like chicken salad or like a shake to replace a meal or something like that. But food wise, it was bland, it was boring, it wasn't satisfying. But I did it all in the name of weight loss. And I thought, this is going to make me lose weight. And Monday to Friday, it's quite easy to stick to that. You may be tracking your calories. You might be on lowish calories. You might be on 1,200, 300, 400, whatever it might be. And in the week, you're really good at sticking to it because you're in a routine. You're at work. You might take packed lunch, or you're very organised in the week. The weekend comes, and this is my experience. The weekend would come, and I would be like, well, it's the weekend, so I'm eating what I want to eat. And this is what I want to eat. And it's all the stuff that I've not eaten in the week. So it will be the takeaway. It would be the chippy tea. It would be sweets, chocolates, alcohol, whatever it might be that I've not had in the week. But am I going to be sticking to my 1,300, 1,400 calories at the weekend when I'm doing this? Let me know in the comments your view on this. So I'll repeat, because I know a few of you just jumped on. In the week, let's say your calories are 1,200, 300, 400, around that scope, maybe lower. If they're lower, holy shite, we need to be putting them up, full stop, period. But anyway, you're sticking to these Monday to Friday, they are quite low. You're not really eating what you want to eat because you can't fit it in. You know, you're like, well, I can't have that because that's like half my calories, so I can't do that. Get to the weekend, you have what you fancy. Do you stick to your 1,200, 300, 400 calories? No, you don't. You go over. Or you don't track. You just think, stuff it, I'm not tracking. You eat intuitively for the weekend. But 9 times out of 10, this is a lot of food that you're going to be consuming at the weekend. So you're probably thinking, well, why should I increase my calories? I don't get what you're trying to get at. What I'm trying to get at is a lot of women, men aren't scared of this, women are. If I said to you, I want you to eat, and I've done some calculations down here, I want you to eat 1,800 calories, 1,800 calories. Please let me know in the comments, if I told you to eat 1,800 calories, what would you tell me? What would you tell me if I said 1,800 calories for you, that's your target? From my past experience, telling female clients to eat 1,800, I've told people to eat more than this, but 1,800, for lack of a better phrase, and excuse me if this does offend you, their arsehole falls out. They're like, oh my God, 1,800 calories, that's too much. I can't eat 1,800 calories. That's way too much. I can't eat that. But at the weekend, you're easily consuming about 4,000. And you might be sat there thinking, I don't eat that much. You might not eat it every weekend. But if you're going out on the piss and you're drinking, if you're having Prosecco, wine, cider, whatever it might be, over the space of the weekend, you could have done yourself a couple of 1,000 calories just in drinking. And then you've got the lovely food that you're consuming. You might go out for food. You might think, yeah, well, that's a healthy-ish choice. You don't know what it's cooked in. And if you actually did log your calories, which I've had some clients do this to open their eyes and say, right, I want you to log every morsel that enters your mouth on a Saturday and a Sunday. And some of them are like, oh, holy shit. Oh my God, I can't believe how many, that everything, mayonnaise, like no skanking on what you're putting on, like you're putting the lot on, don't let things slip. So mayonnaises, sauces, oils, everything. You will be shocked to your core at how many calories you consume at the weekend, which you easily do, easily. And I know that because I used to do that, easily consume thousands and thousands of calories and then wondering why I'm not making any progress. And if you were to just, and this is where I thought I'll do some working out to really show you, if you eat 1,400 calories or 1,400 calories a day, Monday to Friday, right? But then at the weekend, you have, is that 3,500 have I put? 3,500, 4,000, whatever it might be, right? You are going to actually be eating more by the end of the 7 days than if you just had 1,800 every single day. 1,800 a day, if you did that every day, and you wouldn't find the need to binge at the weekends, because if you're on 1,800 instead of 1,400, you've got 400 extra calories per day. You can actually have a little bit of what you fancy. You can actually have that chocolate bar. You can actually have that, oven chips with your whatever you're having for your tea. You can fit them in easier, and you can have more variety, more satisfaction from the food you eat in the week, which means when it comes to a Saturday, you're not thinking, right then, it's the weekend, I can have what I want today, and blow it all out of the water. If you want a glass of wine on a Wednesday, you can get a glass of wine on a Wednesday. It's not 400 calories for a glass of wine. You fit it in, and you don't need to binge on the weekends now. So although it seems scary, if you're told to eat 1,800, 1,900, 2,000 calories, and you might pap your pants slightly at this concept, but in the long run, it will do you better having higher calories, full stop, than being amazing in the week, eating really low, and then not tracking at the weekend and going crazy. Do you see where I'm coming from? So let me know if you sort of understand the concept behind this. So I did my little workings out, and I worked it out that if you were to do it the bingey way at the weekend and the very little calories in the week, you're eating 15,000 over the course of the week. Whereas if you were to do 1,800 a day, you're only having 12,600, which means you are still in your deficit. You're still in your deficit. You're still going to lose fat, even though you're eating more. But essentially, you're not. But you think you are. So it's a great way, if you find that you are struggling to adhere to your nutritional strategy. You don't always have to track your food. That's another topic completely. Like, you don't have to track calories to get good results. So this is just for people who do track calories. But if you're a part-time tracker and you're only tracking on a Monday to a Friday and you're doing really, really low calories, and Saturday, Sunday, you think, well, it's Saturday, Sunday, so I'm having it off. That is the problem. And a lot of the time you will eat a lot of shit at the weekends because you are deprived of it in the week because you can't fit it into your calories. You've not got enough calories to do that. So by increasing them in the week, you will find it easier to adhere to some sort of structure at the weekend. And you'll still be in your deficit. You're not going to be going into a weekend starving, like, oh my God, I've not been eating much during the week. I'm starving by the time weekend comes. Eat loads of food. Push yourself out of your deficit. That's why you're not getting anywhere. That's why your weight loss, your fat loss is plateauing, is because you can't stick to what you're doing. You're overeating at the weekends. You're pushing yourself out of that deficit. Whereas if you just eat more, Full stop. That would not happen. I know it is mentally hard to eat more because you think I'm eating more, which means I'm going to put more weight on. But if you think of it from the standpoint of I'm eating loads of food at the weekend, and that is taking me out of the deficit. So if you're watching this right now and you're on low calories, if you've worked them out on Fitness Pal or worked them out yourself, or you're anything between 1,000, if you're less than 1,200, you've got to put them up. If you're watching this and you're less than 1,200, you should be on more. I'm putting that out there, period. If you are below 1,400 and not adhering to it at the weekend and not making progress, this may be your calling to increase your calories in the week so that you can adhere to things better. Yeah, if you are on calories that I've given you, you are fine. And anybody that works with me knows how I despise dropping calories. I hate dropping calories. I think there's one client whose calories that I've recently-ish dropped, just for a little push for our holidays. Again, we are not below 1,400 though. We are still above that. We are still above 1,400. I don't think I've ever put anybody lower than 1,400. I don't like doing it. I refuse to do it. I know the adherence isn't there. You are starving. You start to feel like shit. You start to feel tired. You're hungry. And it's not sustainable. And you know what my ethos is that sustainability should be at the core of whatever it is that you're doing. Because if it's something that you can't sustain, you are not going to do it for long. You are going to sack it off and you're going to be back to where you started. If it's something that you can sustain, for example, higher calories, you're going to do it for longer. Yes, results may take a little bit longer, but you will keep those results that you do actually get. Whereas if you're doing something quick, you're cutting all your calories down, yeah, you might get good results initially. You're not going to keep it up. You are going to start binging at the weekends, and then you're going to go back to square one. And that's not what we want, is it? You're not an happy bunny when you keep going back to square one. So that's what I wanted to come on today and share with you. I hope this really does help some of you. If you're watching this and like you say, you are on low calories, then I highly suggest you put them up so you can adhere to them all the time. If you don't adhere to them full stop, you struggle to stick to them, you go over them at the weekends, you don't like tracking at the weekends, you're not consistent with your tracking, you need to look at a different method because tracking isn't the be-all, end-all. You don't have to track to get good results. So I advise you change your strategy completely if you can't stick to something consistently, because consistency is key, whichever method that you choose. So if this was helpful, let me know in the comments, drop a comment below. Let me know if you've watched it on a replay. I love to know who's been tuning in, who's been watching these videos, and if you've got value from it as well, because that's really important to me. If you'd like to have a little bit more guidance maybe on your nutrition, maybe you need a bit more help with your calories, you're not really sure what the bloody hell you're doing, you'd like to know some other methods of tracking or something like that, then again, drop a comment and just say, I'm stuck, and I will reach out to you and we can have a conversation and see if there's anything that I can do to help you with your nutrition. So with that being said, it's been lovely to pop on a Saturday morning. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful, wonderful weekend, whatever it is that you're doing. Make memories with your family, smile, be happy, have an amazing time, and I will catch you next week, and I'll be back again giving you more golden nuggets of knowledge for you. So have a good one, and I'll catch up with you all soon. See you later.